Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Tessa. Today we are going to be making a delicious dish. If you missed it while we cooked on Zoom and on live on IG, well, this is the time to do it again. I'm going to be making shrimp mofongo today. It is a Puerto Rican dish made with fried plantains, but I'm also going to give you a healthy alternative today. So here are the ingredients and let's get cooking. Alright everyone, so the first thing that I have done is I have washed, deveined, and peeled my shrimp. And my shrimp is ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do with that shrimp is I'm going to just make sure I drain all the water out of it. And then I'm going to season it. I'm going to add some garlic parsley mix that I have to my shrimp. And you can season your shrimp however you'd like. I'm just showing you what I'm going to do. Another alternative to shrimp for the mofongo would be to do it with like a chicken. You can kind of crisp the chicken up, or you can actually do it with chicken like that's stewed. So you can do either or. And I'm just going to mix around my shrimp. And the next thing I'm going to do is just squeeze a lemon to it, because I just remembered I want to squeeze a lemon onto this. I'm going to add a little bit more of that Fiesta lime. And then I'm going to squeeze half of a lemon into this. Alright. Give that one more mix. And then I'm going to set my shrimp to the side, because the shrimp is going to cook fairly fast and that's going to go to the top. So we don't have to worry about if you're making it with chicken. I guess you can start stewing your chicken now. If you are going to fry your chicken, you can just season, marinate whatever you're going to add to the top of your mofongo, and then just leave it to the side. Let those flavors sink in to whatever your topping is going to be. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to start working on my plantains. So for this recipe, I'm going to use 3 plantains only because I am making an alternative. So the alternative to the fried plantain is a can of chickpea. We're going to make a garlicky chickpea mofongo. So the chickpea is going to replace the actual plantains. So that is a healthier option. What I'm going to do now is just get my plantains ready, and I just cut off the ends right now, and then I take the side, not the part that is indented. I take the outside part and I just put a slit through it right there, gently, not too much because I don't want it to go through. And the trick is to take and peel. So as you can see that is take and peel, and then you can get your plantain exactly how you need it. So I'm gonna do that to the rest of these right here. I'm gonna get it ready. Right guys, so I am ready to go. I'm gonna cut my plantains about an inch. Okay. I'm going to fry these, remember? So I need them to cook thoroughly. So my plantains are ready. I'm gonna leave them to the side. I wanna kind of get all of my ingredients and everything ready. So I have my shrimp over here marinating. So the idea is to get everything ready, put everything to the side, and then you cook everything at once so everything gets served hot and nothing gets cold while it's waiting for the next component. All this is gonna come together. So I've seen mofongo recipes with a little bit of pork rinds in it, into the actual plantains. I preferably stay away from pork as much as possible, so I don't add it, but this is an alternative. You can add some pork rinds, some crushed up pork rinds that you get from the store, and you can just add that right in. Gives it a little bit of a different flavor, but trust me, you won't even need it with this recipe that I have for you guys right here. I'm gonna get my onion chopped up. If you are not doing the chickpea alternative, the garbanzo beans, you do not have to do this step. This is only if you are going to do the healthier version, okay? That you're going to need the onions for. So I actually don't add onions to the actual mofongo when I'm doing it on a regular basis. All right, so I have that finally. I have big dice onions right there, good to go. I have my garlic and I have my plantains. My shrimp has been marinating, so now I can kind of put all the components together. We're gonna open up this can of garbanzo beans. So we are ready to move on. Okay, we have our chickpeas, we have our shrimp, and we have everything there. So I'm gonna put some oil now to my pan with my plantains to cook. All right, I'm coming up on my 4-minute mark, so I'm gonna start turning these over. Okay. I'm going to put another 4 minutes on my timer. I want to leave them about 4 or 5 minutes on this side too. And it's starting to get that nice golden brown color. Remember, we want it to cook through. We don't want it to be raw in the middle. It shouldn't be pink when we go to smash. So for my shrimp, I'm going to cook this on a high heat. My oil is ready, so I'm going to put it right inside. Remember, I already cleaned my shrimp. It's been marinating. I left my tails on. I prefer it that way. You can take your tails off if you like, but definitely take off the skin, okay? I'm going to scoop out my plantains and put it right on my paper towel. 3 minutes on the other side. My shrimp smells amazing. You want all the juices that come out of this, so don't worry about you know what's in the pan. You're going to need all of that. We're going to make our broth that's going to go on top of our mofongo with this, with whatever liquid is still left in the pan. So I pretty much have turned over all my shrimp. I'm going to let this cook about 3 minutes on this side, and then I'm going to just transfer my shrimp into this bowl, but not the liquid. I'm going to leave as much liquid as I can in here. Guys, so my shrimp is still cooking on the side, but my plantains are ready. So I have already let them sit in a paper towel to drain off whatever excess oil is in there. So what I'm going to do is, usually for this, you would use a pilong. Pilong is like something that looks like this, but a huge one. So you can get it in the islands, but you get a huge one. It's very, very tall, and you have enough room to actually mash it up. But since I don't have a large one, I'm just going to use a bowl, so that's your alternative. And I'm going to put about 2 pinches of salt, and I'm going to add 1 pinch of pepper, 1.5. And to this, I'm going to add some olive oil and my broth. Okay, you can use vegetable or chicken, whatever you'd like. Just put a little bit, because you're going to need more once you mash this up. Since I don't have the pilong, what I do actually use is the bottom of this one to actually mash it up. You could use a potato masher, but to be honest with you, I usually find that this works the best. So if you find something like this in your house, or if you have something, if you don't have the pilong and you have something that is has a nice consistency on the bottom and is flat, that you can mash it up, then go ahead and use that. So to this, I'm just going to mash up my plantains, okay, and mash it up as much as I can. And don't get worried, we're going to add all of our things to it in a second. I just want to show you guys. You're going to need that chicken broth or that vegetable broth, so keep it on reserve, because that's what you're actually going to use to kind of put it all together. So I'm going to take out my shrimp because I hear it, it's almost done, and I'm going to come back and finish this up. I'm going to add half of that reserve of garlic that I had. I'm going to add half of it, because the other half I'm going to use for my broth. So add half of that. And continue to mash it up. So now you have your garlic in here, you have your salt, you have your pepper. I'm going to add a little bit more of that broth. And now, remember that 2 tablespoons of butter? Well, here's where you're going to actually use the butter. Put 1 tablespoon of butter and leave the other one on reserve. You're going to need it in a second. So, take the butter, smash it in there. This is where you're going to get a little messy. So, you have to make sure that when you're forming the ball, that it doesn't feel dry. If it feels dry, add a tiny bit more butter, but that 1 tablespoon of butter should be enough, okay? So I'm going to be making a portion, 4 portions, and I'm also going to be making that alternative, okay? So just form it into a ball, okay? Nice size like that, and we're gonna put it on the side. So I just took out my shrimp. My shrimp is ready. It's on reserve. It's on the side. So I want to take the juices that the shrimp was cooking in, and what I want to do now to that is add my chicken stock. Okay? Chicken stock, vegetable stock. I'm actually using vegetable stock. Half a cup of stock. I want to have some, some sauce to my mofongo. I don't want my mofongo to be dry, so I'm going to let that boil really quickly. I'm going to put that on a high heat, and I'm going to add the rest of my garlic to that. So remember the garlic that we had on reserve on the side? I'm going to add the garlic to that and let that cook in. So I have all the rest of my garlic. I used half of it for my mofongo, and half of it is now in here. Guys, so the alternative, remember I said you have a can of chickpeas. We drain the water out completely, and we are going to add some of that onion to the chickpea after we smash it. Okay, so you can add a tiny bit of salt. You can even add a pack of sazon if you'd like. I just added salt and pepper. Salt and pepper for me is just fine. And I'm going to smash that all up just like I did with the plantains. Make sure I get everything off the sides. And you have that 1 tablespoon of butter on reserve, but do not put that in yet. You want to kind of smash all of this up first and kind of see your consistency of where you are. If you need to add the butter in little increments, then you can do so. So everything else is ready. My mofongo is ready. My plantains are on reserve. I did my shrimp already. My broth is ready, okay? And I'm going to add my onions to that. Add as much as you like. You don't have to use the whole half of that onion that you cut up, but you can if you'd like. So to this, I'm going to check the consistency. If it feels that it's already very moist, you do not have to add that butter. It's only if you want. So for me, it feels moist, but I'm just gonna add butter just for flavoring. So to this, I added the little bit of butter, salt and pepper, and I'm going to add just some garlic powder. Okay, because I don't have any more of my fresh garlic. I used the 10 cloves of garlic. I already used the 10 cloves of garlic for my mofongo balls that were here, that we made earlier, the plantains, and I used it in my broth. So garlic powder will do. And I'm going to form this in the same way that I did the actual plantain ball. Same thing, form, shape into a ball. So to my broth, to my actual broth, I'm going to add in my shrimp and make sure I get everything out of that bowl. And I'm gonna let my shrimp sit, the sauce that we made, and it's wonderful. It's ready to go. Look at that, beautiful. So I'm going to add some cilantro to that, and let's put this all together. So to my mofongo, I'm going to just add my shrimp and drizzle my shrimp like that. All over, some on the top, some on the side. Move everything there. You can take some fresh cilantro and put it on top. And we're gonna clean up our plate, because remember, plating is everything. And this is the one that we did with the plantain. So here it is. This is your mofongo, your traditional mofongo, shrimp mofongo, and that is ready to go. I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce to that. And let's do the alternative. Now we're going to do the alternative, which is the chickpea. We take our chickpea bowl, put it right there. Do the same thing. Put our shrimp all around. We need to move some. There we go. Let's clean up. Guys, same way, but healthier option. There you go, bam. And that is our chickpea version. All right guys, so thank you for joining me on this episode of Cooking with Tessa. As you can see, our mofongo, our shrimp mofongo came out amazing. This is actually the chickpea one, the healthier version. I gave the other version to everybody else, the one with the plantains, which is the usual one. But I'm gonna take a bite now to see how this tastes. Like I said, no frying on this one. This was the healthier option. Get all that sauce in there. Look how beautiful that was. Oh my God. Amazing. Guys, we did this meal in literally about 25 minutes. So that did not take long at all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment down below, like this video, and hit subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace out.